to the custom garage build series, backyard build series that is. Today I wanted to go over some of the stuff that we were doing with the fence posts to treat them so that we can get some longevity out of them being stuck in the ground. Red cedar has a tendency in damp climates to rot pretty quickly, and so we wanted to show you what we've done to try to hopefully prevent that from happening. I'm going to spin the camera around and show you. This right here is called Copper Care. This is a pressure-treated wood in-cut solution, they call it. It's a preservative, very smelly, by the way. It turns the ends of the post kind of greenish color. That seals the end of the grain so the water can't penetrate up through the post and cause it to rot from the inside out. And next to that, we found another YouTube fence person that suggested wrapping the post with wrap from that they use around windows. They call it flashing tape, and around doorways on new builds. So we went ahead and done that as well. I start off with zip systems. They're 3 inches wide, and then I realized I was going to need, with 25 posts, I was going to need about 20 rolls. So I went back to Home Depot and I found this one. It was a little bit cheaper, and it's a 6-inch by 50-inch roll. So I got 3 rolls. That should get all of our posts done. I'm going to pause for a minute, go out in the yard and show you a little bit about, update you on a little bit of the stuff we've been doing out in the yard with the fence and some of the other projects we got going. Right here is the sidewalk we have running down the, cement pad that we have running down the side of the house. What I did for now, I might go back and cement it later on. I'm adding 2 feet of pea gravel, and we're going to run some metal edging out here along the edge. It's ordered, it's just not in yet. So I started putting some of the rock in there just because I'm trying to get rid of that pile that's in my driveway blocking me from parking there. You know, sometimes you order stuff and it doesn't come in as convenient as you'd like, and you end up working backwards on some projects, and this is definitely one of them, and a lot to be learned from it too as well. Right here I had rocks in front of the air conditioner just kind of squared off. Then I started looking at it and I said, well, how am I going to get in these corners with the lawnmower? This is ridiculous. I'm going to end up running into these rocks and tearing up my blades. So what I'm going to do here is this pea gravel is going to turn right here, and it's going to follow this, and it's going to roll back going this way as well, and then on around the corner and back to the back patio. You see here I dug another trench. I've become the Mr. Trencher. That pipe right there is a nuisance. It drops all that water, keeps all this wet all the time. It actually smells after a while because of the stagnant water laying here. If the sun doesn't come out, it doesn't get a chance to dry. So we're going to drop that pipe down in the ground. I'm trenching over to here, and I have my tube coming off of my gutter here that goes out to the road, and I'm going to drop that tube into that so then we can get rid of the water here. And then we're going to kind of bring the sidewalk and see how I got the pattern, and then in front of here, and then the rest of it will get the 2 to 5 inch river rock behind it. We'll fill that in with rock after I'm done burying all this. At the same time, we're going to try to get our lines buried up underneath here and get back to getting our controller hooked up for the irrigation system. That sidewalk, I'm going to bring it around like through here and then back up to the patio. We're going to leave this rock here because what I figured out after looking at my gate kits, they only extend it 6 feet, and I made this opening 14 feet, so that would be 2 7-foot gates. That's not going to work. So that is all laid out in 10-foot increments, so I don't want to change that. But what I can change is to move this hole over 2 feet and make this a 5-foot gate, which when it swings open, there'll be 3 feet of gravel to walk on going back to the patio over there. So that should work out pretty good. Now if we come over here, I want to show, I don't know if we videoed this or not, but we got 2 sections up back here. I wanted to do a little pilot of it just so I'd see how it was going to work out, and it wasn't bad. We used gravel to pack the post in. You can see the tape there where it's coming up. Then we turn around and put cloth in here. We're going to put the river rock in between here and the riprap to keep the weeds out and to keep me from having to run up against the fence with the mower. And that'll continue all the way around the yard, the rock. as a little buffer. I don't want to be cutting grass on the back side of the fence. And then over here, a couple videos back, we started talking about we were going to go get a rain barrel. Well, we got there and they were sold out. So we went online and we found it at Sam's Club on their online. And this is the guy right here, which kind of matches the house pretty good. I need to cut this pipe and drop this down in here. That's where it fills from, and then you can put 2 faucets on the outside, one up halfway or a third of the way, and then one at the bottom. And you can use a hose off of it, and I can water the flowers with it when we're in between watering the lawn or whatever the case might be. It's free water. It was going out in the woods before this, so we're gonna take care of that next. At some point, probably about the time I get it done, it'll stop raining and I won't have any water in it. We've had a ton of rain. I probably would have filled that barrel. I don't have any doubts in my mind that barrel would have been full by now. It's 50 gallons, so we get like 3-4 inches at a time, so it would have filled it up pretty quick. So, and then over here, we've set up a pad for a propane tank, which just turned into a little bit of a disaster that ended pretty well, actually. After 3 months of waiting, we buried a line, a 3/8 line in here. You can see this coated line. It's a copper line back to the junction on the side of the house. And they showed up, I think it was Tuesday, after waiting 3 months from rain delays and different stuff. The company showed up with the tank. It was full. Informed me that I didn't have enough products, usage, items that would use the propane to qualify to have the tank, because they kind of lease it to you. That ended badly, and it was kind of pricey what they were going to charge. And so I was talking to somebody afterwards, kind of venting on them, and they said, well, I've got a tank I'm not using. We had it for a few years. When we built the house, we went with propane, and then it was cheaper to run electric for furnace. So they went ahead and quit using the tank. So we're going to work something out. I'm going to get the tank from them, and it looks like we're going to end up with about a $1,400 savings, which, it started off bad, but at the end it's going to end well. A little bit more money in the budget for something else that it just seems like it's, you do a project like this, you have no idea. You have no idea what it's going to cost. And you just keep going, because once you start, you really can't, you can't stop. You just got to keep funding it until it gets done. And all in all, it's a huge savings because I'm doing all the work myself. If I would have to hire somebody, I think I mentioned before in one of the other videos that my hydro seat guy said he looked around me what I was doing and where I was going with this, and he said, yeah, I probably would have hit this project at about $60,000, $80,000. And I went, ooh, I guess I'm getting paid pretty well for what I'm doing. That's how I look at it, as painful as it is. Let me show you a little bit here. Off the air conditioner there, like we talked. Put a little, that's probably a 30-degree angle right there. And then we 90'd it. And then we started up high, of course. And we following this down. And to where I'm at right now. Make sure that I had enough drop in the pipe. And we're running about an eighth of a bubble. It's a little steeper at the top, a little less at the bottom. Either way, the water should make it down to the end. Okay, we're back in the garage. We got rained out. Wasn't in the forecast, but unfortunately it's been raining for quite a while now. I'm going to go ahead and show a little bit about how we wrap the post that we're going to use for the fence. I'm going to put the head cam on so you can kind of see what I'm doing right over the top of me. So we're going up 2 feet roughly. That's what we're going to sink them in the ground. I just made some quick marks there. I took one roll of this and I measured out what I needed in length, and I went ahead and I cut the whole roll, which I think had 50 feet on it. Okay, win no awards getting that stuff off of there, that's for sure. Alright, so I'm starting at the bottom, somewhere probably in the middle here, it doesn't really matter. Easier to lap it over on the top. And I'm rubbing this in pretty good into the wood as we go. just to try to get as much as adhesion as we can. I don't know what the moisture in the ground is going to do to this stuff down the road. Hopefully it won't break loose. Okay. Being it doesn't stretch as much, I got to work it a little bit differently. We're going 2 feet. These are 6 inches, so it'll take 4 pieces per post, which that worked out a little better than the 3-inch. Okay. So we'll do the same thing here, maybe just a hair of overlap. Because of the unevenness, see, I got a little bulge right here. I'm just gonna walk that in wrinkles. It's gonna wrinkle a little bit. That's okay. All right. Well, that piece is a little short. I'm gonna check this one because this post is getting pretty thick. Yeah. See. That one should make it. Okay. I'm gonna go with this one. Yeah, this is where I'm losing. But I did make it. Okay. There it is. All right. But you get an idea what we're doing. We're gonna go ahead and end this video here, and tomorrow we will regroup outside, weather permitting, and we'll go ahead and we'll start putting up a little bit more fence. I showed kind of what they look like, what the fence looked like when it was up in the last video, but I didn't show what we went through to get it to that point. So tomorrow we'll put up a couple sections and video it so you can get an idea how that goes, and without boring you to death. And then we might get onto some other projects depending on how well that goes, but I kind of think it's going to be an all-day fence day. Stay tuned. Don't forget to hit the bell notification, hit the all, hit the thumbs up if you liked what you saw, and we thank you for following us on our channel, and stay tuned for more.